What's up, party people, and welcome to Stoniecast number 202 and season 6, episode 28 of Thoughts and Hunches, Making Money in Bunches and Sucker Punches. It's your boy Stony coming back at you for the 202nd time, and I'd like to welcome all of my fellow heathens, criminals, hoodlums, scumbags, lowlifes, shady characters, fugitives from justice, scoundrels, altar boys with unhealthy relationships with their priests, hustlers, wise guys, hooligans, foul-mouthed raging alcoholics, MLB players that have got into a fight with Bryce Harper. You know who you are, and thanks for watching. Cheats, gangsters, fienders with abusive language, degenerates. Let's face it, anybody with a massive gambling problem. If you're new to the show, hey, congratulations, because you probably fit into one or a few of those categories, so welcome, because you're now one of us. One of us, Gooba Gaba, one of us, we accepted one. Sorry, just know the reference, that's all I gotta say. Hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button right down here in the lower right-hand corner and ring that bell. That way you can get notified every time I put out a new video. To spread the word's also very easy. Just tell other fienderates, scumbags, and degenerates that you know, like Josh, to go to YouTube and enter Thoughts and Hunches right in the search bar. That'll take you directly to my page and you get dialed into everything that I drop on you. Also, if you're new and you don't know what's what with this channel, it's college and pro football winners, MLB playoff winners, and college basketball winners. And I just give you picks. That's it. No player props and absolutely no parlays. Why? Because I like my money. I like my money right here in my pocket. I don't like giving it away because that's what you're doing when you play parlays. All right, Matt? Parlays don't win, especially three-team favorites that make even money. That's not a parlay. That's an idiot play. Anyway, the books, they don't expect a guy like me to deliver this many winners. I'm an outlier and I'm a disruptor. I'm like the Beastie Boys. I disrupt.
Step inside the party, disrupt the whole scene.
Just like that. That's precisely what I do. I go to the mattresses and I get the info for you every week in order to get you to the window with a ticket to cash. Now, before I get to the picks, as usual, I have some thoughts. Tell them, Al.
Give me all you got. Listen, give me all you got.
Give me all you got. The last week of the regular season for mid-majors is here in college hoops. Conference tournaments begin early next week for many conferences, while the big conferences like the ACC, Big East, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, they still have one more week to go before their conference tournaments get going. Though these have been tough games, right? And top-notch matchups. They're going on right now. Right? I'm watching one right now, although it's turning into a blowout. And as the regular season comes to a close, all it's doing is reminding us what we're going to see over the next 6 weeks. I've been saying for a while that this is the best freshman class in the history of college basketball. And these guys are only getting better. So I gave you my top 10 freshmen a few weeks ago, and now I'll give you my updated freshman rankings. Now, keep in mind, this is in no way an NBA draft primer at all, because all these guys are going to the NBA. And I don't care about the NBA, and I don't watch the NBA. I lose track of these guys once they leave campus, so forget about it. Here are Stoney's current top 10 freshmen. I'll start at number 10 with Stanford guard Ibuka Okori. Right now, he's averaging 22, 3, and 3. And is 7th in the country in scoring for a team whose tournament hopes are slipping. But it ain't Okori's fault, I'll tell you that. Number 9 is Arizona guard Braden Burries. His team is so loaded that he's not required to fill it up every night. But that's why he's only averaging 15, 4, and 2. But his defense and win-first attitude makes him number 9 on Stoney's list. Number 8, North Carolina forward Caleb Wilson. He's averaging 29 and 3, but he's out. And he's probably done for the season. Next time he picks up next time he puts on a uniform, he's going to be in the NBA, right? He's done for the season, right? And some may think he doesn't belong on this list, but he's been incredible all season. You know, he might slip out of the list if some of these guys step up in tournament time, but the guy's been incredible. Number 7 is Kansas guard Darren Peterson. He could very easily be number 1, but the question is his durability and his willingness to play through injury. He's been suffering from cramps all season long, but when he's on the floor, he's averaging 24 and 2, so his availability or lack thereof is what keeps him at 7. Number 6 is Houston guard Kingston Flemings with his 16, 3, and 5 stat line. He's a great passer who's now scored more points than any freshman in Houston history. Louisville guard Mikael Brown Jr. checks in at number 5. He averages 18, 3, and 5 and has scored in at least 20 in 6 of his last 7 games. Number 4 is Illinois guard Keaton Wagler, who I'm watching right now. It looked like Wagler suffered a shoulder injury in last week's buzzer-beating loss at UCLA, but he came back and still had 19. He's averaging 18, 5, and 4 for a very dangerous Illinois squad, though they certainly don't look it tonight. Number 3 is Arkansas guard Darius A. Cuff Jr., who should be the SEC Player of the Year. Forget the 22, 3, and 6 stat line, but think that he had 49 last week against Alabama and has scored at least 20 in 12 of Arkansas's 15 SEC games. Number 2 is Duke forward Cameron Boozer. He very easily could win the National Player of the Year, and he's the favorite to do so. He's been money all season long. His stat line goes 22, 10, and 4. Boozer had 18, 10, and 7 against Michigan's dominant front line last week, and Boozer was the difference. He's the man, no doubt. Number 1 is Brigham Young forward A.J. DeBonsa. I mean, with the loss of BYU's number 2 scorer, Richie Saunders, DeBonsa's taken his game to another level. The nation's leading scorer at just under 25 per also averages 6.7 rebounds and 4 assists. DeBonsa's the truth, and he seems like he's just getting better. So there's my top 10 freshman rankings as of today, and I may or may not have one more ranking come tournament time. Next up, I just want to give out a shout out to the United States Olympic hockey team and their riveting win over Canada for the gold medal on Sunday morning. I was skeptical about the players that were selected for the United States team, but they certainly came together as a team, and they beat a Canadian squad that was clearly the better team of individuals, right? There were so many iconic moments, like Jack Hughes scoring the game winner after getting his front teeth knocked out and committing what could have been the gold medal deciding penalty. There was Connor Hellebuck's Herculean effort between the pipes, once again proving he's the world's best goalkeeper. And once the game was over, the players bringing out the late Jake Gaudreau's children for the team picture. Oh, come on. If you don't know, Gaudreau was killed by a drunk driver while biking with his brother the day before their sister's wedding about a year and a half ago. And Johnny Hockey, he would have been a part of this team had he not been killed. The USA team even flew in his whole family, including his parents, to be there. And when they brought out Johnny's jersey, and Dylan Larkin and Zach Wierenski brought out Gaudreau's son and daughter, had me weeping. I mean, there was not a dry eye in here. It was incredible. It was very, very, very uplifting. Now, if you watch the whole thing like I did, you couldn't help but be impressed by NBC's Mike Tirico in the way that he handled the whole thing, from interviews to the segments to his just sheer professionalism. He put a perfect bow on something that the United States hasn't accomplished in 46 years. This is a huge moment for the U.S. It's the first time they beat Canada, and while you can't really compare it to the 1980 team because they were amateurs and these guys are pros, it's tough because this is clearly a game that's going to be talked about for years. And all it's going to do is grow the game here in the United States. Now, I know there were complaints about the 3-on-3 in the playoffs, or in overtime, sorry. And while I agree that when you take 4 guys off the ice, it is different. But when Hughes scored the game winner, Canada had McCarr, McDavid, and McKinnon on the ice together. 3 of the best players in the world. I mean, it's just nuts. 4-on-4, okay. 3-on-3 seemed a little, I don't know. It was tough. 3-on-3. I couldn't, but still, hey, a win's a win. So, I guess I just want to give mad props to NBC for its excellent coverage and Team USA for a great Olympic showing, regardless of what the racist haters are going to say about them not being diverse enough. Forget about it. And lastly, God bless Pat Riley. All right? Riley got a statue last week in L.A. Well deserved. Riles, the Showtime Lakers, forget about it. He absolutely deserves it. He's calling out coaches now to go back to wearing suits. Now, I've been saying this for years, that nobody seems to want to dress up anymore, and they all look the same. They're all wearing the same thing. They wear sweats, warm-up. I don't even know, they're not sweater vests, they're sweaters. They're not sweatshirts, they're warm-ups. That's what they are. But you're not playing. I just don't get it, right? Dress like an adult, people. Pat Riley, Chuck Daly, and Larry Brown were all next-level dressers. But now they're all gone, right? Same with college. The only ones I can think of that wear suits now are Rick Pitino at St. John's and Mick Cronin at UCLA. The days in college hoops of Dean Smith, Jim Calhoun, John Thompson, and even the style of Lou Carnesecca and Bob Knight, they're all sorely missed. And I agree with Riley 100%. As for the week that was, it was kind of hit or miss as I started 5-2 on Monday and then shit the bed on Tuesday and Wednesday to the tune of 15-22 combined, and had some degenerates that follow me, Tree, running for the hills and fading me on Thursday. Well, that's a big mistake, because I delivered 7-4 on Thursday, 6-2 on Friday, 17-11 on Saturday, and 7-3 on Sunday to slam the door and make it 11 straight winning weeks with authority. Now, let's take a peek at the numbers. Last week, 60 wins, 41 losses, 59.4%, staying red hot with only 5 weeks left. NCAA basketball for the season, 645 wins, 458 losses, 5 pushes, 58.48%. That's crushing it with over 1,100 plays so far this season and only another week and a half of regular season play to go. Degenerate special, I finally missed one last week. 20-12 on the season. 62.5%. After hitting 6 in a row, then I finally lost, but 62 ain't nothing to sneeze at. And finally, overall, all 27 episodes, every single pick that I've given you this season, over 1,900 plays, 1,165 wins, 809 losses, and 13 pushes. That's 59.02%. Over 59% for the season for the first time. And, I mean, it's just been incredible. It's been an incredible run that I've been on all year. Now, once again, I want you to remember that all these picks are 100% free. So for all the touts out there that are charging you for picks and giving you 75 to 80% winners documented, guaranteed, just stop. All right? We all know you're full of shit. And plus, you're charging for these picks. Oh! I mean, come on. How does that happen? With me, it's simple. Just come to YouTube every week and I'll drop my plays on you for free. Plus, I want you all to know that all these bets are bets that I'm personally going to make with my own money. So I'm not just blindly throwing darts at a dartboard. All right? So let's do this. Away we go. Episode number 28.
Just win, David.
That's right, Al. You tell them. All right. The week started off with 0-2 on Monday, 10-7 on Tuesday, and heading into today, I'm 23-25 for the week. And I'm not doing well today. Michigan is beating the dog shit out of Illinois. And Illinois is a damn good basketball team. And Michigan's going through them like they're not even there. Michigan is, wow. I mean, forget about last week. Oh, I'll get to that. But, yeah. Hey, I'm going to need a big week. Let's just say that. Not good. Going into Saturday. Now, for tomorrow, keep in mind, these are games that I like, and these are the current numbers as of around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock Eastern when I'm recording this, and they're absolutely subject to change. So let's get it started. Noon Eastern tomorrow on FS1, I like Seton Hall catching 14 and a hook at Connecticut. A win at Gamble Pavilion and Stores might be enough to get Seton Hall into the tournament as they're securely on the bubble right now. They won't win, but they'll cash. You know why? Because they've got alligator blood.
Hanging around. Kids got alligator blood.
That's right, Teddy. Noon Eastern on ESPN. I'm on Virginia, plus 11 at top-ranked Duke. Virginia's won 9 in a row, while Duke's won 5 straight. Yeah, I know Duke took out Michigan on Saturday, and they're at Cameron Indoor, but UVA is too good of a team and should not be double digits to anyone in the country. Noon Eastern on the Deuce. I'll roll with Houston, minus 18 at home over Colorado. The Buffaloes have improved and are putting together a pretty good season, but they're in serious trouble here against an angry Houston squad that's lost 3 in a row. This one gets out of hand early. Noon Eastern on the CW Network. Give me North Carolina State on the road, laying 6.5 at Notre Dame. The Irish are through, and they're playing worse, while NC State is in the tournament with probably about an 8 seed right now. Wolfpack roll here. Noon Eastern on ESPN Plus. I'll take St. Joseph's catching 3 on the road at Rhode Island. Aside from a big win over St. Louis last week, Rhode Island is falling apart, while St. Joe's is red hot right now. I'll take the points on the road outright with a little sprinkle on the money line.
Sprinkle me, man.
That a kid. Staying in the Atlantic 10 at 12:30 Eastern on USA Network. I'm all over Virginia Commonwealth, minus 13 over Fordham. VCU is only a game behind St. Louis for the regular season title and the 1 seed in the A-10 tournament, while Fordham is stuck in quicksand. Yeah, it's a big number on the road, but lay 'em. I don't give a shit. They're not on the road, they're at home, but still. Lay 'em. Lay 'em all. A good one in the ACC goes at 2 Eastern on Il Duce, and I like Louisville on the road, laying a point and a chunk at Clemson. Louisville's much better now than they were 2 months ago because freshman stud Mikael Brown Jr. is lighting it up. Clemson's dropped 4 in a row, which means they need this one to get their mojo back at home at Littlejohn. Not going to happen. 2 Eastern on ESPN. In the SEC, I'm on Vanderbilt, minus 1 at Kentucky. This is a good matchup between 2 tournament teams, but Vandy's been better all season than the Cats. Sure, Rupp Arena has been a house of horrors for Vandy and every other team that's gone in there over the years, but the Doors beat Kentucky by 25 in Nashville last month. Anchor down, they'll do it again. 2 Eastern on CBS, I'll roll with New Mexico at home, minus 2 and a hook over San Diego State. This is a good matchup, as SDSU is tied with Utah State at the top of the Mountain West, but New Mexico's only a game behind, lurking. The Aztecs beat New Mexico in San Diego last month, but tomorrow at the Pit, the Lobos do some damage. 2 p.m. Eastern on FS1 in the Big Ten. Give me UCLA on the road, laying a 1.5 at Minnesota. This one screams trap. But it's because of what we saw from UCLA last week when they were crushed twice at Michigan and Michigan State. Though they came back with 2 impressive wins over Illinois in a blowout of rival USC when they got back to Pauley. Now they head back to the Midwest and they go to Minnesota. The Bruins should be in the tournament. Minnesota's not good. UCLA runs away and hides. Damn you, trap games. 2:30 Eastern on SEC Network. I'm all over Georgia at home, minus 11 over South Carolina. I still don't think Georgia's tournament worthy with a losing record in conference, but they're light years ahead of South Carolina. And in Athens, this one gets ugly. 4 Eastern on ESPN in the Big 12. I like Arizona -8.5 over Kansas. The Jayhawks are in a 4-way tie for second place in the brutal Big 12, but all 4 of them are looking up at Arizona, who will go into the Big 12 tournament as the top seed. KU stole one from Zona at Allen Fieldhouse 3 weeks ago, but the McHale Center's a different beast, man. And I still believe that Arizona is the best team in the country. 4 Eastern on CBS, we have another good one in the Big 12 with 2 of those top 4 teams. 2 of those 4 teams tied for second in conference. And I'm going to dance with Texas Tech, catching 9 in a chunk at Iowa State. These are 2 excellent teams, while most people wrote off Texas Tech when they lost JT Toppin for the season. They've been steamrolling teams. Hilton Coliseum has that Hilton magic, and ISU gets the win here, but Tech cashes the ticket. 4 Eastern on the Deuce. Give me Texas on the road, catching 3.5 at Texas A&M with a little sprinkle on the money line.
Sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me.
That a kid. I knew you were there. Right now, Texas is in the tournament, while A&M is fading. And they find themselves on the bubble right now. The Aggies need this one more than Texas does, and they beat Texas in Austin last month. But Texas gets it done here on the money line. 4 Eastern tomorrow on the Big Ten Network. I'll take Nebraska on the road, laying 4 at USC. Nebraska won 3 out of 4 after they had issues a couple weeks ago, while USC was in the tournament a couple weeks ago, and now they're on the outside looking in. 4 straight losses will do that to you.
Struggling.
Joe.
Struggling.
I knew you were there, Joe. One more time.
Struggling.
Thanks, Joe. The struggle continues. SC gets pummeled. 4 Eastern on FS1 in the Big Ten. I like Wisconsin, laying a point and a hook on the road at Washington. Whiskey's last 2 road games didn't go well, at Ohio State and shockingly at Oregon 2 nights ago, but they're still light years ahead of Washington, who doesn't have a true home court advantage. A whole pack of Badgers gets it done here. 5:30 Eastern on Big Fox. I'm all over West Virginia, catching 2 at home versus Brigham Young with a sprinkle on the money line.
Sprinkle me, man.
There it is. BYU hasn't really lived up to expectations this year. They haven't really had that signature win. Aside from AJ DeBonsa, who's just an absolute monster, right? But this is a tough spot coming off a home loss to Central Florida on Tuesday night. And now they got to travel all the way to Morgantown, where the Mountaineers have been nice all season. 5:45 Eastern on the CW. I'm on Wake Forest at home, laying 4 and a hook over Syracuse. 2 teams at the bottom of the ACC with no tournament hopes meet up, and the Deacs are playing well at home while Syracuse can't win on the road. Lay 'em. 6 Eastern on SEC Network. I'll ride with Oklahoma plus a 1.5 at Louisiana State with a sprinkle.
Sprinkle me, man.
That's what it is. OU's played a lot better, but like Louisiana State, these are 2 teams that won't sniff the big dance. Yeah, it's in Colin Baton Rouge, but I don't give a shit. OU is better, especially lately. 6 Eastern on ESPN. Give me Alabama, catching 5.5 at Tennessee. Bama's a game up on Tennessee in a tie for second in the SEC, but it won't matter because neither team's going to catch Florida. UT's played well lately, notwithstanding their loss to Missouri on Tuesday, while Bama's won 7 in a row. UT beat Bama in Tuscaloosa last month, and they'll probably win tomorrow night on Rocky Top, but Bama has the horses to cover this number and keep it close. 6:30 Eastern on Il Duce. I'll take Texas Christian, laying 2 and a chunk on the road at Kansas State. TCU rebounded from their 4-game conference skid a month ago, and they've now ripped off 5 out of 6 to become a tournament team firmly in. K-State is still a wild card since they fired Jerome Tang, but they're still a mess. 8 Eastern on Big Fox. I'm all over St. John's, laying 5 at home versus Villanova. Both the tournament teams and both have been solid. The Johnnies took out Nova in Stoniecastas last month after getting embarrassed by UConn Wednesday night. Rick Pitino will have his boys ready at Madison Square Garden tomorrow. You can count on that. 8:30 Eastern on ESPN and the SEC. I like Arkansas, catching 9 and a hook on the road at Florida. The defending national champion Gators have arguably been the best team in the country since December, and they've earned not only the SEC's number 1 seed, but the 9.5 that they're laying here. Florida gets the win tomorrow, but can Boogie Flan slow down Darius Acuff Jr.? I say no. I like the Hogs and the points. 8:30 Eastern on the Deuce. I'm on North Carolina -6.5 over Virginia Tech. UNC has been costing me money all season, and Virginia Tech has made me money all season. But this is not a good spot for the Hokies at the Dean Dome at all. 10 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. I'll ride with Nevada +2 on the road at UNLV with a sprinkle.
Big timer.
There it is. Come on.
Sprinkle me, man.
That a kid. Both teams come in having won 3 out of 5, but only Nevada has a shot at the tournament. Sitting in 4th in the Mountain West, the Pac needs a strong finish and probably even a deep run in the conference tournament in order to get a bid. UNLV has been unpredictable, and Nevada beat up UNLV last month in Reno. It continues. Staying in the Mountain West at 10 Eastern on FS1. Give me Utah State -10 over Grand Canyon. Utah State is tied at the top of the conference with San Diego State. And in Phoenix, last month, the Lopes beat Utah State in Phoenix. And GCU's been very good this season, right? They're only 2 games behind Utah State. But I'm going to take the Aggies to run away with this one in Logan. 10:30 Eastern on Il Duce. I'll take UC Santa Barbara catching 4 at UC Irvine. Santa Barbara is a game behind Hawaii and Irvine for the top of the Big West, and the Gauchos took out Irvine last month at home. Irvine is the better team, but the Gauchos are the play on the road right here with the points. And finally, this week's Degenerate Special goes at 10:30 Eastern on ESPN, and I like St. Mary's catching 3 at home versus Gonzaga with a little sprinkle.
Sprinkle me, man.
That a boy, Earl. This is always arguably my favorite game of the season, as it's always the last game of the season before the WCC conference tips off on Tuesday. Gonzaga leads the conference by a game over St. Mary's, and they beat the Gales 4 weeks ago in Spokane. That was the last time St. Mary's lost. They've won 7 straight since, and Gonzaga, despite their hiccup at Portland, have now won 6 in a row in blowout fashion. This is clearly a 2-bid lead as both of these teams will be dancing. And maybe even a third if Santa Clara gets a bid. And they're on the bubble, so it's possible. Home court's a big deal in this rivalry. And McKeon Pavilion is a thing of beauty if you've never been there. I'll take the Gales to win in the late night get right. That's
Show me the money.
Spot for a Glock. I took a long overflow, but still got a knock.
Rod Tidwell. God bless you, Rod. That's 27 hoops plays to do some damage, right? And get us our 12th straight winning week. But we're going to have to do some damage tomorrow to make up for the fiasco that this week has become. Make sure to check out the comments section every day for more college hoops starting on Sunday, and they'll just keep coming for another month. Keep your eye out for STONIECAST 203. That's going to drop next Friday. So until then, just remember, if you want to win big, you got to bet big. Good teams win, but great teams cover. You can't go broke taking a profit. Scared money don't make money. The less you bet, the more you lose when you win. Shout out Chris the Bear FALLICA. Now for me, the action is the juice. Tell him, Mikey.
Well, for me, the action is the juice. I'm in.
I'm in. Mikey's in. So am I. All the way in. The less you bet, I did that one. The difference between winning and making money is that anyone can win betting chalk, but you can't make money unless you take the dogs. God made life a gamble, and we're still in the game. Shout out to the late, great Joe Diffie. There's money on the streets that can't be ignored. And finally, good luck to you. And yeah, Gooch, my brother, I still miss you, man.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.